So this morning I woke up, poured my coffee, opened my comments, and found a little gift waiting for me. Let me read it to you exactly as it came. Quote, "Hi, a couple of things. Please clip the mic to your blouse. Also, we don't need a backstory, only the content. Thanks." End quote. With two little emojis on the end, the rolling eyes and the thinking face for seasoning. And before I tell you where it was sitting, let me tell you who it landed on. I came to this country alone, no family net, no backup plan, 30 years of being my own entire support system. I rebooted this channel at 50 years old after a lifetime of carrying everything by myself. So when a stranger shows up with a couple of things about my microphone, baby, I have survived actual things. This is a Tuesday. Now, I get versions of this comment all the time. And if you ever put yourself out there, you will too. So consider this video your bracing. But this one made me laugh out loud, not because of what it said, because of where it said it. And when I show you where this comment was sitting, you're going to understand everything I'm about to teach you about opinions, money, and why I stopped letting strangers hold the pen on my story. So stay with me. That comment with its couple of things and its advice about my microphone and my backstory, it was sitting under the video that pays my bills. Not my most viewed videos, hear me, my most profitable video to date. In its first 30 days, that one video, the one apparently doing everything wrong, it made me $695.20. It was published on July 10th and went from 10 views to over 67,000 views, and it's still growing. $695 from one video with the mic on my hand and the backstory right there in the middle of it. So I'm reading this comment like, ma'am, the mic you want moved and the backstory you want deleted, those are the two things in that video doing the earning. You are standing inside a bakery telling the baker the oven is in the wrong spot while eating a free slice of the cake. And that right there is today's whole lesson. So let me say it plain. Unsolicited advice from people who have built nothing is not feedback, it's noise. And learning to tell the difference between noise and building, that might be the most profitable skill a woman our age can develop. So let me show you what I mean. Because here's who I'm really talking to today. Several of you have written to me lately about starting your thing, your channel, your cake business, your services, your comeback. And I can feel it in your messages. You're not stuck on the how, you're stuck on the them. What will people say? What if somebody laughs? What if a stranger with two emojis shows up in your comment with a couple of things? And I need you to know why this is personal for me and not just content advice. When you build with no net, like I did, every opinion feels heavier because there's nobody behind you to catch the fall if the critics turns out to be right. I know that weight. I let noise vote on my decision for years when I was the only one coming to save me, and it cost me a decade and a channel that I abandoned. So when I talk about opinions and money in the same breath, understand this is survival math, not a mindset poster. So let me tell you what I have watched over and over, and it breaks my heart every time. Opinion keeps women broke, not the economy alone, not the lack of talent, because the talent is there. Opinions, some woman with a real gift, a real offer, a real shot at a financial breakthrough for her family, she shuts the whole thing down because of what somebody who has built nothing might type under it. We hand strangers on the internet the keys to a family's breakthrough, and they don't even know that they're holding them. And I've seen what it costs up close. The woman who bakes cakes people beg for, who won't post a single photo because her cousin might say something. The woman with 20 years of expertise who won't record a single video because of how her voice sounds played back. The woman who wrote the whole offer, she built the whole page and let it sit unpublished for a year because one person at church said something sleek once. Meanwhile, people who have half their talent and none of her shame are out there posting badly and getting paid. The difference was never the gift. The difference was who let the noise vote. And can I tell you my favorite thing about being 50 plus? This is the superpower that nobody advertises. You just stop caring. Somewhere around 50 years old, the opinion budget runs out. And the day it runs out is the day the building actually starts. And if you need a channel where a woman your age says the quiet part out loud, subscribe every single day. That's the whole thing. Now, since everybody's so invested in why I'm holding the microphone, let me actually tell you the story because there is a reason and it's not what the critics guessed. When I started, I clipped the mic to my shirt like a good student. And here's what happened. I talk with my whole body. When I get passionate, and baby, I am always passionate, my shoulders go, I'm moving, and I love my layers. I've usually got a top over a top like right now. So every time I moved, the fabric rubbed against that little clip mic. And my audio came out sounding like I was wrestling with a grocery bag. So I try to fix it in editing. That noise does not want to leave. So I made a 50-year-old woman's decision. Until I invest in the kind of mic that solves this properly, I hold it. Problem gone, video shipped, next. That's it. That's the scandal. And apparently I probably need Olivia Pope to solve that problem for me. A practical woman made a practical choice with the equipment she had. And meanwhile, I once saw a whole reel of a lady ranting about creators who hold their microphones, saying it looks like a security blanket, a whole production about how the rest of us are holding our equipment. And you know what I did with her reel? Watch closely because this is the scale. I disagreed and then I kept scrolling. That's it. I did not comment. I didn't argue. I didn't write her a couple of things because you do not have to attend every opinion you're invited to. You don't have to RSVP either. Her reel is her business. My mic is mine. Everybody stayed in their lane and nobody's afternoon got wasted. That is what a grown woman looks like on the internet. Now, let me stack up some evidence for you because I don't just want you encouraged. I want you convinced. Yesterday, a creator whose email list I'm on sent out a story about his third video ever. And this video, by his own description, was a mess. He recorded it while walking. And he had on his little AirPods, so the audio was terrible. The picture was shaky. The edit was rough. The whole starter pack. And here's the part I loved most. He almost did not post it because his coworkers could see it. His friends could see it. His parents could see it. Any one of them could have clicked play and cringed. Does this sound familiar? But he posted it anyway. It got a couple of dozen views and then died. 1 or 2 views a day for months. He wrote it off. And then months later, when his channel started catching, the dead little walking video woke up. Today, years on, the objectively bad video still drops money into his pocket. The bad video outlived every opinion anyone could have ever had about it, including his own, because I have one too. My very first video in this channel, Who Silenced Her, starting over at 50, it was published on January 1st, 2026. I posted it. It got a handful of views, 64 views in his first 30 days. And then it just sat there for months, barely moving. And then starting July 11th, that whole video started picking up views again. Now it's at 489 views. Nobody asked my permission. Nobody checked if it was good enough. The channel got stronger and the platform went back into my catalog and put my oldest, roughest work back on people's screen. And once your channel is monetized, those old videos waking up is money. Video I recorded when I knew nothing are out there right now working. And here's a fun little exercise for the road. Next time somebody leaves you a couple of things, click their profile. Just click it. 9 times out of 10, you know what you'll find? Nothing. No videos, no business, no offer, no evidence that they ever once put themselves on the line for anything. The loudest advice on the internet comes from the emptiest profile. The people actually building, they are too busy building to leave drive-by instructions under a stranger's work. Remember that math when the next couple of things arrives. So let's settle the argument. The video you're scared to post because it's not good enough, let's call it what it is. Yeah, it might be bad. The lighting might be off. Your mic might be clipped to your laptop where you can't move for the next 10 minutes. Post it anyway. because a bad video that exists can wake up, get recommended, build your catalog, and earn. A perfect video that lives in your head, it earns exactly nothing forever. The internet is full of bad videos getting the bag while their creators' critics are still typing. So, how do you live like this? How do you post through the couple of things comments without growing a shell so thick that nothing gets in? You don't ignore all feedback. That's how you stay bad forever. You install a filter. One question, run everything through it. Is this building or is this just noise? Going back to my morning comment, move your mic, delete your backstory. Thanks. Was anything in there building me? Was there one sentence that would make my next video even more, reach more women, serve better? Nothing, zero bricks. It was noise wearing a helpful costume. So it gets the sweet tea reply and the block button if it escalates. And then my day continues. Now compare when a woman comments telling me the exact minute of the video where she felt seen. That's building because it tells me what to make more of. When someone has actually built something, tells me that my titles are bearing my stories, that's building. And I change how I title everything. So the difference, the filter isn't about positive versus negative. It's about bricks versus noise. Critic from builders, bricks. Opinions from spectators, noise. And you only owe your attention to the bricks. And to be clear, I also pay for bricks. I invest in coaching. I use tools that score my titles and study my numbers. I ask for feedback from people whose results I can actually see. So wanting to get better is the whole reason I improve every month. So this is not a video about being unteachable. It's about being selective. The teachable woman with a filter, she grows. The teachable woman without one, she gets pulled apart in 40 directions by 40 strangers, and then she calls it learning. Because here's my position, and I need you to adopt it. My channel will evolve. Better equipment will come. The mic situation will get fancy someday. But in the meantime, I am going to use what I have, where I am, to get this message out and be visible by any means necessary, period. And nobody in my comment gets a vote on that. All right, so put it in your pocket. This morning's comment told me to move my mic and drop my backstory. It was sitting under the video that made me almost $700 in 30 days with the mic in my hand and the backstory in the middle of it. So unsolicited advice from people who built nothing is noise, and opinions are out here keeping talented women broke. The mic is in my hand for a practical reason, and I don't owe anybody that explanation, and neither do you. The so-called bad videos are out there waking up and earning while perfect videos die in people's heads. And the filter for everything is one question. Is this building me or is this noise? Bricks get your attention. Noise, they get the scroll and the block button, by the way. So use what you have, where you are, to be visible, period. Let me tell you the truth about that comment before I let you go. It didn't hurt my feelings. At my age, with my receipts, please, I laughed. I wrote her back sweetly and I finished my coffee, by the way. But it did get to me, and here's why. Because I know that the same comment landing on a different woman on her third video or even her first video on the morning that her courage was already thin, it deletes a channel, ends a business before it starts. Some woman with a real gift reads a stranger's couple of things and decides the voice in her head was right all along. And the breakthrough her family needed stays unrecorded, unposted, unbuilt. That's what these little comments actually cost. And the people typing them, they will never know. So this video is me standing between that comment and you. You are going to post the video, the rough one, the one with the mic in your hand and your whole backstory in it, because your story is not the part we skip. Your story is the part that we came for. And if you need one more reason to start now, messy, mic in the hand, backstory and all, let me show you what posting anyway actually builds. 7 months. That's how long this channel was rebooted. 7 months ago, nobody knew my name. Today, 9,000 subscribers, 9,000 women, and a few brave men who found me because I posted through every couple of things, comment along the way. And at the pace this is moving, I'm on track to cross 10,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Also, I have 350,000 long form views in 7 months, starting from zero at 50 years old with a phone, a handheld mic, and a backstory that somebody thinks you don't need. Now do the math on the other timeline. If I had listened to the noise 7 months ago, if I had waited until the setup was perfect and the critiques were satisfied, you know what I'd have today? Zero. Zero subscribers, zero views, zero income, and a perfect plan still sitting in my head. 7 months is coming off the calendar, whether you build or not. The only question is what's standing there when it passes. So start. Today counts as now. And if you're ready to build a thing, visibly, imperfect, profitably, my exact process opens in September. Early bird price is $97. The wait list at the top of the description gets first access and the founding price. No countdown theater, just the steps from a woman who posts with the mic in her hand. All right. If we haven't met, I'm Webley. I started over at 50 years old. And on this channel, we do money and starting over in plain language, backstory very much included every single day. Now, I want you to tell me in the comments because I read every single one. What's the unsolicited advice you are officially done listening to? Type it out and leave it here. Consider this comment section the place we set it all and get back to building, or the place we leave it all to die and get back to building. All right, subscribe if this is your season. You don't need permission to start over. You need a second birth. And I'll see you in the next one.